Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Whatever time zone you may be a part of. As I'm recording this video, it is currently 7:20 a.m. in my hometown of Birmingham, Alabama. So, I just got through listening to a video by a YouTube creator, another YouTube content creator who goes by the name Alter Ego Sean. That's his handle. Sean as in SHWN. And the video talked about particularly how people aren't social anymore. And it happened to be a perfect example. One instance while recording the video, he happened to pass by a stranger, a total stranger, greeted them only for them to seem to have a bad attitude just by him greeting them, because he was saying how they gave him a look of disgust. And whether you know it or not, there are several people like that. You could, for instance, be on an elevator at a hospital and you could happen to greet a person, a total stranger. It could just be the two of you. Chances are that person won't even much look at you for looking down at their phone. And speaking of which, as he was making a video about how people aren't social anymore, he was saying, when that being said, and in reference to how I gave the example of being on the elevator when a stranger and greeting a stranger only for the stranger to completely ignore you, instead the stranger's attention be on their phone. He mentioned how so many people are into their phones to the point where they don't they don't focus on being more friendlier towards others anymore, more social anymore. Instead, there are more and more people becoming more antisocial and standoffish. And he also mentioned how some of these same people who you may try to be friendly towards, the same people who may give you the cold shoulder, brush you off, will be the main ones who may come saying, complaining on a regular basis how they have no friends at all. And he also mentioned how instead of people expressing their true feelings to another person in real life, they rather would go to social media and tweet how they really feel about a certain situation. That would rather express their true feelings on social media. And my point of saying all this is it just me, or have people became more weird? Because I can give you another example, judging from a personal experience of mine. Okay, there are some people that I work with who will go the whole time without saying two words to me. Won't even much acknowledge my presence, for crying out loud. Believe it or not, I could see these same exact people, some of these same exact co-workers out and about somewhere, and they'll usually have the nerve to come being all nice and friendly towards me. If they may, because some of these same co-workers I happen to spot out at a grocery store. And unlike how they'll usually pass by me the whole while without acknowledging my presence at work, and excuse me, I'm trying to straighten my hoodie. These same people though will go out of their ways to ignore me, not acknowledging my presence at all, at work. But soon as they may see me out, whether it may be at a grocery store, a gas station, I could go on and on. Here they come wanting to be all friendly towards me by greeting me, which proves my point, or brings to mind, once again, is it just me, or have people became more weird? And another example, how many of you have, may be a delivery driver, whether it may be driving for either DoorDash, Grubhub, or it could be driving for fast food chain, by the likes of Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Domino's. Since COVID-19, am I right or wrong, quite a bit of people, whenever they would order things offline, whether it may be food or something out for Amazon, Spark Delivery, because Spark, for some of you who may not know about Spark Delivery, that's part of Walmart. And how many of you have, for some of you delivery drivers, whether you have been a delivery driver, gig driver, either a gig economy driver, or delivery driver for a restaurant chain, fast food restaurant, or pizza chain by likes of either a Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Domino's. Since the COVID-19 pandemic started over 4 years ago, back when we had the social distance and wear face and mask, how many of you had to deal with the majority of your customers requesting a no contact delivery, only for the pandemic to eventually end around a good 1.5 to 2 years after that, where people no longer had the social distance? There were less people wearing face masks, only for those same people, those same customers to order food or whatnot or something else online and still request a no contact delivery. This also is another example, and brings to mind me asking the question once again: is it just me, or have more people became more weird? And especially due, I would say, a big factor similar to how Alter Ego Sean basically stated, due to so many of us having cell phones and on top of that social media, we have became even more distant, more standoffish from one another. I mean, think about how, for instance, for some of you who may have caught the bus as of lately, some of you who may still happen to catch the bus don't have a reliable means of transportation, and that may happen to be your only reliable means of transportation. How many of you will be at a bus stop sitting next to a stranger, a total perfect stranger, and will start doing all you can to strike up a conversation with them, a general or casual conversation with them while waiting for the bus, the two of you, only for that stranger to act like you were completely invisible the whole while you were talking to them, just ignore you instead. That stranger who you will be trying to talk to, who may be sitting next to you at a bus stop, may be just like this, looking through their phone over and over, scrolling through social media apps the whole time. Won't hardly glance your way, or may give you one quick stare and then look right down at their phone, which brings to mind once again and makes me wonder, is it just me, or have more people became more weird? And it's so that people are so strange and standoffish to the point where, for a lot of you people who may have a hard time making friends, it's almost like there's no hope at all for making friends. On behalf of a lot of you shy and introverted people who aren't really good in making friends, even if you may happen to be somebody who may be a pretty talkative person, who may happen to be a social butterfly, so to speak, who never meets a stranger. Chances are, when how standoffish the majority of people are nowadays, and due to so many of us having cell phones and having access to the internet on our cell phones to the extent whereas we could be able to go to whichever website or app we would like to, software application, without having to go to the nearest library, no one else's home to get on the computer, because we, for the most part, have the internet. You can also say a computer usually in the palm of our hands, in our pockets as well. And once again, and I will not quit stressing this, Is it just me, or have people become, and are people becoming more and more weird day by day? Because think about the times when, before we didn't have all this sophisticated technology, these smartphones, when we instead had to depend on the house phone. Some people call them older people. I'm sure a lot of you older people, much older people, know about calling a house phone, not just a house phone, but a landline. How many of you remember those times when people had no choice but to associate with each other? Around the same exact times when people, for the most part, knew everybody in the neighborhood on a first name basis, and vice versa. Everybody knew you for the most part in the neighborhood on a first name basis, due to how we didn't always have all this sophisticated technology that we have now, from smartphones to social media, laptops, tablets. I could go on and on. Anyways, let me know what you think by leaving your comments. Make sure you also like the video, you share it, last not least, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I'm out.